just a quick overview of Tweetdeck and Hootsuite, especially about how you can add columns to them to help you with kind of your social searching. So I've opened up and logged into my Tweetdeck account, and I've already stripped this down, and I just have my home column where all the people I'm following are showing up and things that I've liked in the past. And I've removed any other columns that might have automatically popped up from Twitter. You can do that and it doesn't affect your Twitter account because this is just what it's showing you that you can see in Tweetdeck. I'll show you how that looks compared to Hootsuite in just a second. All you have to do if you want to add a column to do social searching is just come over here to this left-hand side, click on this where it says Add Column. You have so many different options here. For example, I might want to follow a user. I'm going to click here on a user, and I'm going to type in @Kleenex. Hit the return button. When it shows me the list of the people that it found that's close to that, I'm going to say it's this one, and then I'm going to add that column. Sometimes I need to click this button just to close that window. I can add another column. This time it's for searches. So this is where I might just type in Kleenex. And I'm not going to even bother to select any of the other options down below. What I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to find that these ones people actually used, they're either from Kleenex or they've used the @Kleenex symbol. Here they might have just used the word Kleenex in the middle of a sentence, like this person, cuddling with a box of Kleenex all day. She didn't necessarily mark the @Kleenex brand. So this will show a different stream than this one will here too. I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to say, well, what if people mentioned Kleenex? Not just the stuff from Kleenex or where they mentioned it in the middle of a sentence, but here's the people who actually took the time to type in the brand name. So I'll click that, pick this from the list, add that column. Maybe another column I can add too. So we've already used the user, and we've used the search, and we've used the @mentions. I'm going to come back to the search one, and I'm going to go ahead and type in a hashtag that I see Kleenex using sometimes, share Kleenex care. So hashtag share Kleenex care, and I'm going to add that column. And you can see that it's going to add more, as it adds more columns, it's going to give you the ability to scroll back and forth. Each column allows you to scroll up and down. You can also filter these columns for other things as well. This little icon up here at the top right corner of each of the columns, if I click on it, I can tell it, look, don't just display any content, which is what the default is. I want you to show me all tweets that have images. And then I can just click this to collapse that. So I'm filtering this column not for all tweets, but only for the tweets with the brand name @Kleenex in them that where somebody took the time to include a picture. Or you also have other options. Well, what about ones where people have included a specific link? And there's a lot of other things here too. Sometimes you might want to type in an excluding word if there's a whole strain of things that you just don't want to, that's related to the brand that you just don't want to have included. You could type in, look, I want to search for everything @Kleenex that has images, but anyone that happens to include this word, go ahead and type that in there and it'll filter it down as well. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back to just all tweets and click this to collapse it. If for some reason you don't like the order of the columns, you wish that things were in a different place because it would make it easier for you to look at on your iPad or your laptop, I could always come over here to the filter icon, and instead of changing the specific content stuff, I could just say, look, I want to remove that stream. Get rid of it. It was just too much. And on this one, I could say, I'd rather this column be closer to this one. Click on the same button. Don't hit remove. Don't change the content. Instead, click the left arrow, and it'll go ahead and reorder the columns for whatever you might want to end up doing. Other things I can do is if I'm reading through these columns or these streams, and I see one that I really, really like, you can come back up in here and you want to bookmark it basically for later. I could take this and I could hit the heart button or the like button, and that'll change and that'll put it up here in my likes column. That way the next day that you log on and take a look through to see what's going on, you could go back and stare at the new columns with all the new tweets that are coming in from it. Or I could go back on over here and take a look at the like and say, yeah, that's still important. Or if it's no longer important, click the heart button again and it'll unlike it. That way you can kind of bookmark the ones that you want to keep an eye on or think about. That might be a phrase that I might want to use to try to describe one of the personas that I'm using. One other thing for like V8, since we know we have that problem that we're not just looking for V8, that brand, but we're looking for V8 and energy. If I hit the search command and just literally type in V8 plus energy, or if I put V8 a space bar energy and I put it inside these quote marks right here and hit return and add that column, it's not just going to search the V8s, it's also going to search for everywhere where people have used the word V8 and energy. Like here, I simultaneously drank coffee and a V8 energy during lunch, and I think my insides are rotting. Well, that's maybe not exactly what we're looking for, but again, if that is, you could hit the heart button. If you wanted to use Hootsuite, it's pretty much the same thing. Here are my basic Hootsuite columns. It's not showing the ones that I've bookmarked in Tweetdeck because that is just a Tweetdeck function. If I wanted to come on over here and add columns in Hootsuite, it's a little bit different. Instead of finding the icon over here, I just find this Add Stream button. And when I click on it, again, I can do the same type of thing. I could say V8 plus energy within quotes, and then just tell it to add that stream. And then again, filtering icon is in the same kind of place to just look for text, to look for text plus images, or to be able to change the preferences of that thing. Or again, if for some reason I wanted to, I could delete the stream. So this was just a very quick overview on using Tweetdeck or Hootsuite, adding columns, being able to filter the columns, reorganize the columns, being able to like something that you might want to hang on to mention with one of your teammates or something like that.